New York City, a name synonymous with ambition, diversity, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. It is a city where the world converges, a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and aspirations. From its humble beginnings as a Dutch trading post to its current status as a global metropolis, New York City's story is one of constant evolution, shaped by the countless individuals who have called it home. Each era has left its mark, contributing to the rich tapestry that defines this iconic city. This essay delves into the city's captivating past, exploring the pivotal moments and influential figures that have left an indelible mark on its identity. We will uncover the stories of those who dared to dream and those who fought for change, each playing a crucial role in the city's development. We will journey through centuries of transformation, witnessing the city's growth from a small settlement to a bustling hub of commerce, culture, and innovation. The skyline we see today is a testament to the city's enduring spirit and relentless drive. Our exploration begins long before the arrival of Europeans, when the Lenape people thrived on the island of Manhattan, living in harmony with the natural world. Their deep connection to the land set the stage for the city's future. We will then trace the arrival of Dutch traders who established a foothold in the region, eventually establishing New Amsterdam. This early settlement laid the groundwork for the city's diverse and dynamic character. The narrative unfolds further as we examine the transfer of power to the British and the subsequent struggles for autonomy that culminated in the American Revolution. These tumultuous times forged a resilient spirit that continues to define New York. As we move into the 19th century, we will witness New York's remarkable expansion, fueled by immigration and industrial growth. Waves of immigrants arrived, each bringing their unique cultures and dreams, enriching the city's fabric. Through it all, the city's spirit of resilience, its unwavering energy, and its capacity for reinvention shine through. Whether recovering from crises or embracing new opportunities, New York has always found a way to rise and thrive. Join us now as we uncover the fascinating early history of New York City, a tale woven into the very fabric of a nation. From its indigenous roots to its rise as a global powerhouse, New York's story is a testament to the enduring power of dreams and determination. Long before the glimmering skyscrapers and bustling avenues, the island of Manhattan was a verdant paradise, home to the Lenape people. This lush land, with its dense forests, flowing rivers, and abundant wildlife, provided everything the Lenape needed to thrive. They called this land Mannahatta, meaning island of many hills, and their lives were deeply intertwined with the rhythms of nature. The Lenape's connection to the land was not just physical, but also spiritual, as they believed every element of nature had a spirit. The Lenape were skilled hunters, fishermen and farmers, relying on the land and waterways for sustenance. They hunted deer in the forests, fished in the rivers, and cultivated crops like corn, beans and squash, which were staples of their diet. Their villages, scattered across the island and surrounding areas, were connected by well-worn trails, some of which would later evolve into the city's iconic streets. These trails were not just paths, but lifelines, facilitating trade and communication among the Lenape communities. The Lenape lived in harmony with nature, their lives governed by respect for the environment and a deep spiritual connection to the land. They practiced sustainable living, taking only what they needed and ensuring the land remained bountiful for future generations. They had their own complex social structures, traditions and beliefs passed down through generations through storytelling and oral histories. These stories were more than entertainment. They were lessons, histories, and moral guides for the community. The arrival of European explorers in the 16th century marked a turning point in the Lenape's history. These encounters brought new goods and opportunities, but also new challenges and threats. Giovanni da Verrazzano, an Italian explorer sailing for the French crown, was among the first Europeans to encounter the Lenape in 1524, though his visit was brief. His accounts opened the door for further exploration and eventual colonization. Little did they know that these early encounters would forever alter the destiny of their people and their beloved Manhattan. The Lenape's world was on the brink of irreversible change. The arrival of the Dutch in the following century would usher in an era of trade, colonization and ultimately displacement for the Lenape people. The Dutch established trading posts and settlements, gradually transforming Manhattan into a bustling colonial hub, forever changing the landscape and the lives of its original inhabitants. In 1624, the Dutch West India Company, seeking new opportunities for trade and expansion, established a small trading post on the southern tip of Manhattan Island. They named it New Amsterdam, and it became the seed from which a great city would grow. The Dutch were pragmatic colonists, primarily focused on establishing a profitable fur trade with the native Lenape people. The colony grew steadily, attracting settlers from various parts of Europe, each bringing their own customs and languages to the burgeoning town. Life in early New Amsterdam was characterized by a blend of cultures, religious tolerance, and a strong emphasis on commerce. The Dutch West India Company governed the colony with a focus on trade and profit. One pivotal figure in New Amsterdam's development was Peter Minuit, the colony's Director General, who is credited with purchasing Manhattan Island from the Lenape people in 1626. While the details and interpretations of this transaction remain a subject of debate, it marked a significant moment in the transfer of land ownership and set the stage for the expansion of the Dutch colony. However, tensions with neighboring English colonies and conflicts with Native American tribes posed constant challenges to New Amsterdam's growth. Section 4, under the British Crown, a colony in transition. In 1664, English forces, eager to consolidate their control over the Atlantic coast, sailed into New Amsterdam's harbour and demanded the surrender of the Dutch colony. Outnumbered and outgunned, the Dutch governor, Peter Stuyvesant, reluctantly relinquished control, and New Amsterdam was renamed New York in honour of the Duke of York, the future King James II. Despite the change in leadership, the city retained much of its diverse character and entrepreneurial spirit. Under British rule, New York became a crucial link in the chain of colonies along the Atlantic seaboard. Its strategic location and natural harbour made it a centre for trade and commerce, connecting the colonies to the Caribbean and Europe. However, British rule also brought new challenges and resentments. The colonists chafed under increasingly restrictive trade regulations and heavy taxes imposed by the distant Parliament in London. The seeds of rebellion were sown as colonists began to question the legitimacy of British rule and yearn for greater autonomy. New York became a hotbed of revolutionary fervour as tensions with Great Britain escalated in the decades leading up to the American Revolution. The city's diverse population and its tradition of independent thought contributed to the growing movement for independence. Section 5. Revolution in the Air, New York's Fight for Freedom. As tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies reached a boiling point in the 1770s, New York City found itself at the epicenter of the struggle for independence. The city, with its bustling harbour and strategic location, was a vital hub for both commerce and military operations, making it a focal point in the escalating conflict. The city's strategic importance made it a prime target for both British and colonial forces. Control over New York meant control over a critical supply line and a significant advantage in the war effort. Both sides understood that the fate of New York could very well determine the outcome of the entire revolution. In 1776, British troops, under the command of General William Howe, launched a massive invasion of New York, forcing General George Washington and the Continental Army into a series of costly retreats. The British strategy was to capture New York and use it as a base of operations to crush the rebellion. Washington's forces, though valiant, were outnumbered and outgunned, leading to significant losses. Despite early setbacks, the spirit of rebellion burned brightly in the hearts of many New Yorkers. The city's residents, from merchants to labourers, were deeply invested in the cause of independence. Their determination and resilience became a cornerstone of the revolutionary effort. The city became a battleground for espionage and intrigue as patriots loyal to the cause of independence clashed with those who remained loyal to the crown. Spies and informants played a crucial role in gathering intelligence and sabotaging enemy plans. The shadowy world of espionage added a layer of complexity to the already intense struggle for control. The Sons of Liberty, a secret society dedicated to resisting British rule, played a pivotal role in organizing protests and undermining British authority. Their acts of defiance, from the Boston Tea Party to local demonstrations, inspired many and kept the revolutionary spirit alive. They were instrumental in rallying support and coordinating efforts across the colonies. The Battle of Brooklyn, fought in August 1776, resulted in a crushing defeat for the Continental Army, forcing Washington and his troops to evacuate New York City, which remained under British occupation for the duration of the war. This battle was one of the largest of the war and highlighted the immense challenges faced by the Continental Army. Despite the hardships they faced, New Yorkers continued to support the revolution, providing crucial supplies and manpower to the Continental Army. Their contributions, whether through smuggling goods past British blockades or enlisting in the army, were vital to sustaining the revolutionary effort. The collective effort of the city's residents showcased their unwavering commitment to the cause. When the war finally ended in 1783, New York City, liberated from British rule, emerged as a symbol of American resilience and the promise of a new nation. The city's recovery and subsequent growth mirrored the birth of the United States itself, embodying the ideals of freedom and independence that had driven the revolution. The celebrations that followed were a testament to the enduring spirit of the American people.